Hey guys, welcome back to the Triangle 4 channel. This is Jim. Today's video is about trying to fix like a tie rod end, from a piece of linkage, in this case steering linkage off of 1974. There it is. Yep. Ford 3000. Anyway, let's get down here. And what happened is this popped out completely on my dad a couple times recently. He does it for firewood. 81 years old. He's still dragging out his own trees, dropping them. God bless him. Anyway, so this ball was pulling out of here, so we know that this socket is worn. I had no idea how to do this. Got looking on YouTube. Imagine that. And this is how people were fixing them. They were cutting off the back end, which I've done right here, and that exposes the spring. There's a spring in there, which I'm gonna have to replace. That one looks like it's about shot. And then this ball and nut will pop right out. Then on the inside here, I can add some weld and grind that nice and smooth. Just enough so that socket can't pop out anymore. And then on the back side, of course, I'll just cut out another piece of steel and weld all around and seal it so water can't get in there. Why am I doing that? Because, as I told you, this is a almost 40-year-old tractor. No, shit, almost 50. Wow. Anyway, these things are not impossible to come by, but, they tend to be on the expensive side for older equipment like that. And why not fix something yourself if it's not, costing you a lot of time or money of your own. And if you can hear it, it's a rainy day here in October. So anyway, I've cut the end of this off. Gonna pull out the socket, re-weld and fix the socket end of the ball and socket. And that's it. I'll show you when it's all done. Well, just a second ago this was smoking, so you can see I've still got my grounder hooked up to it. So what did I do? Let's see, 3/16 welding rod, and that looks ugly. But that's okay. I'm gonna knock off that slag. I just want to give you an honest video of what I've done before, and I'll probably have to add a little more weld as I go once I figure things out. Knock the slag off, take a file. Also use these things. These are nice little grinders. We got a couple different ball ones for the inside of that's rounded, and some tapered ones for the outside. They'll come in very handy for this. And then I'll finish it out with a smaller file. But that's what's that inside of there? That is, ooh, yeah, it's still a little warm. Melted plastic, I'll get that out of there. Not a big deal. But anyway, honest look at what I've started with here. Okay, so in the end, what did I make? Let's see. piece of spring, which suddenly I don't see the old one. I'm just going to show you that. Okay, so I found a piece of spring that I could cut off, and that's a pretty stout little thing. Now out of that piece of conduit, I put this up on a belt sander and then a polishing wheel. Oh, I see a burr or two I gotta take off. But what's that gonna do? So that goes on here like this with the chamfer up. That goes through the back. And comes up here, and I think it just gives it so it's not exactly metal on metal. You can see it sticking out there. Then what happens, this was with it. This is a little chamfered plastic boot that goes on the back of the ball. And I'm guessing now we put the spring on. And then I make some kind of a cap to put over this and weld it all together. So yeah, we're getting there. Really was not too bad a job. Finding this cap, probably going to be the worst part. Maybe I got to make that just a little bit deeper. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, next on Fun with Welding. Yeah, I'm being funny. So what I do, I found a piece of tube that I had, piece of flat stock, and I welded myself up a cap. I'm just trying to show you the whole process. I'm going to cut off that metal stock, grind it all, of course, cut that off to the height that I need it, and I know that fits just above that. So that was the next part of the process. Okay, well, I'm not going to win any awards for prettiness, but there you go. Sticks out further than it did before by probably a quarter of an inch, but that's not going to affect anything. What does it do? Nice and tight, any direction. Yeah, I'd say it turned out pretty well. I'd say all in all, without all the playing with the camera and stuff, let me flip that up, speaking of which, without all the playing with the camera, probably a 2 to 3 hour job. Now the only thing I might do is drill a hole in the end here and add a grease zerk, grease fitting to get grease up in there. We'll see how it goes, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll last for years. Maybe I'll throw a little paint on it. It's ugly, but it'll work. Alright, hope this helps somebody. Thanks a lot.